The bridge in the Bing Lounge. I was expecting a drum beat there at the end. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's great to have you guys in Portland. I have to paint the picture for people who are tuning in. You are all so laid back, but so energetic. It's just a great combination.
Thanks.
Seems like it should be more like Macon, Georgia, or Muscle Shoals, and not Baltimore.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Southern influence, and we're kind of right on the line there.
Yeah, it sounds really, really good. Tell me what Baltimore is like. I mean, so many of us have watched The Wire. We've been such fans.
Yes.
Yeah, put it on the map. What's the city like? And you guys really are a band that got one fan at a time. You built it up from the ground up. That's a tough town.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is a tough town. We just worked it, for years. We're going on almost 10 years of being a band, and just started playing small places, and a couple people come out, they bring their friends. It was really very grassroots. Baltimore's a very hometown pride town. A lot of people that have lived there for generations. Their families have lived there for generations. There's a lot of roots, a lot of family feeling. A lot of connectedness to where, as opposed to more of a kind of transient place. Other cities. Baltimore's always, kind of there's Baltimoreans, so to speak, that have been there for. That's right.
How do you say that again?
I think it's Baltimoreans.
Does it count as being starting to get Southern? Because if you go from
we were actually union members, I believe, right, Mark? Yeah, he's our Civil War buff over there.
But if you start going across the seaboard,
it was split though. It was pretty 50-50.
Was it really?
Yeah, there was some bloody battles back in.
We're too north for the Southerners, and too south for the Northers, right? We're.
You have to go your own way.
Yeah,
and you really do, because what an array of instruments. You've got a mandolin, you got the keyboards, the sax, in the middle of all this, and this great kind of boogie thing that you do. And you went for your new album, National Bohemian. I want to know what that means, because there's a little story to that, the name of the record.
It's a Baltimore thing, actually. It's kind of hard to explain. It's our local brewery, kind of like PBR. It's like a cheap beer that we all drink, and it actually, we looked it up, the definition in the dictionary, and it had a lot to do with where we were at as far as just like kind of giving up our lives to travel around for this art for, no pay and no fame and no glory, but it's all worth it for the art. So we made the album with the intention of making a great piece of art, which we did right here in Portland, which was really fun to fly out to Portland and have no distractions like wives and stuff.
But there's actually a connection there. You chose to have a producer, and by the way, two vocalists. That's also a little bit different. You don't see that often. It sounds really good. The guy that you chose, Steve Berlin, who's the multi-instrumentalist for Los Lobos, couldn't be better. Really? Did you call him up out of the blue and say, "Hey, hi"?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. We just we were sitting in the van one day talking about recording another album, and we had never worked with a producer, so we said, let's, how cool would it be if we could get a guy like Steve Berlin? He was literally the first person we said, let's try to get in touch with him. Why not? The internet and all that. And we were it's easier these days, yeah. But and we happened to be on tour about a week or 2 weeks before we were coming to Portland, so it worked out that he was going to be in town, and he came to the show, and he liked it.
Locked and loaded.
Yeah.
And I wanted to brag on the band's behalf that they recorded at Jackpot Recording Studio, which is a brilliant place.
It's on Division.
It's on Division?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a great time doing that. Worked with Steve, and also Jeff Stewart Saltzman is a Portland guy who's genius in the studio. Really added a lot of expertise and great ideas to the whole project.
But also, we should mention Los Gorditos.
Yes, and all the taco carts that are around there.
Ooh. Oh, that's a great street.
Amazing.
Stumptown Coffee.
Pounds, yeah. It was nice.
So you got to stay in Portland for quite a while.
It was about 10 days
Oh.
that we came and just tried.
It doesn't seem long
bang
enough
the
to
whole
make
thing
an
out.
album like that. National
Well,
Bohemian.
we had never done it
Yeah.
like that, but
Yeah.
Steve had a plan. Really,
Yeah.
he was like, "You'll just come out. We'll do like a song a day, and just camp out for the day and do it." And that's what we did, and it worked out great. It was just everybody was on and feeling good, and we just banged it
And
out.
these songs, they're all a little bit different, just like the bridge. It's amazing. I think we should hear some more.
Sounds good.
Let me
Lindsay
sing.
Geraldine.